Good day, dear students. Let us start our 57th lesson, and topic is Sunrise Part 3rd. Today we will be discussing four stanzas of this poem one by one, and let us start with the first stanza of the poem. The sun was descending like a cataract in the eye of the sky. The rain was constantly splashing against the sky, washing it so that it began to look drenched and forlorn, and it was thundering in anger. So the poem starts with the sun was descending. That means it was not the morning time, it was the time after 12 p.m. Because after 12 p.m., sun starts descending, and up to 12 p.m. the sun ascends in the sky. So the sun was now descending, so it was after noon time. So it can be 1 o'clock, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., but like a cataract in the eye of the sky. Just that means here the poetess has compared the sun with the eye, but it was not a normal eye, or it was not a normal sun, because just like cataract, it is a disease in the eye that covers the pupil of the eye, and a person is not able to see clearly. Similarly, the sun was also covered with something and it was descending, but it was covered with something and it appeared like a cataract in the eye of the sky. So here the sky seems there. It is actually, we can say, the person, and the sun is the eye in the sky. But this eye or the sun, it is covered by something. And what's that? It's the clouds that are covering the sun. The rain was constantly splashing. That means coming down against the sky. It was raining heavily. It was constantly heavily raining from the sky and washing it. And it, no doubt, the rain, it washed the sky, but it's so that it began to look drenched. That means soaked or wet and forlorn, lonely. And so much it was raining from the sky that the sky seemed completely wet, completely soaked, and at the same time forlorn, at the same time lonely, sun because sun was not giving company to the sky, and sky was missing its company, and it was thundering in anger. And how the sky was now expressing its anger, that means because it was missing the sun, the company of the sun, it was thundering, it was roaring, it was thundering, it was making noise in anger. Just like when a person is angry and starts screaming or shouting, in the same manner, the sky was also expressing its anger by thundering, by making noise. The sun, seizing the opportunity, pushed the clouds away and came out, like a schoolboy quickly entering and cowering, shrinking in fear, at the back of the class to avoid attention of the angry schoolmaster. So now the poetess says that sun, since the clouds, it got the opportunity, it seized it, in fact, it availed the opportunity, it seized the opportunity, and it pushed the clouds away. That means since the clouds became, for a time being, they became lighter due to pouring down the rain. So the sun got the opportunity to push the clouds away and crept out, and it came out. Here, like a schoolboy, quickly, like a schoolboy, that means the poetess has made a comparison here of the son who comes school late, and then out of fear sits at the back row of the class instead in the front row. Because why does he do so? He wants to avoid attention of the angry schoolmaster, of the angry school teacher. Similarly, the sun no doubt got the opportunity to push the clouds, but it was still paler, it was not as bright as it uses to be. So it the comparison here has been made. That means it was still fearing something. And what was that? Maybe it was the anger of the sky. So it was a little bit pale, like a schoolboy who enters the class, who comes when he comes late, then enters the class and sits at the back row of the class. Slowly the pale sun began to turn yellow, and with it its light scattered in all directions. Seeing the light, the schoolmaster asked, "Where have you been all this while? Was your slate not clean, or did you not get enough to eat? Is this the time for the sun to rise?" So, in this stanza, the poetess says, now the sun, since it had pushed the clouds away, but it was still looking paler, now it started to turn yellow. It began to turn yellow. That means it started now becoming brighter. And when it became brighter and brighter, it scattered its light in all directions. It spread its light in all directions. That means now it was glowing in confidence, it was glowing in glory. And seeing the light, the schoolmaster asked. And when the schoolmaster, and here it refers to the sky, when it saw the light, that means of a brilliant student, we can say, or when the sky saw the brilliance of the sun, it asked him some questions, just like a school teacher asks the boy who comes late, or the student who comes late to the class. He's asked some questions. Where have you been all this while? That means, why did you come late? Was your slate not clean, or did you not get enough to eat? So these are his unreasonable, sometimes the unreasonable questions or unreasonable suggestions, we can say, or ideas that comes in the mind of the teacher when a student doesn't come on time. Is this the time for the sun to rise? And then the sky asked the sun a question, that is this your time to show your face to me? That means you have come late. Your normal time of ascending is, or your normal time to rise is morning, but you are coming, you are showing your face me in the afternoon. So is this your time for you to show your face to me? Is this the time for the sun to rise? So it is asking in an unreasonable way, we can say, it is behaving unreasonably, the sky, out of anger, we can say, rather. By now the sun was shining in all its splendor, in all its glory. It answered proudly, "What is the point of getting annoyed? What is the point of getting irritated? There is no set time for the sun to rise. Whenever it rises, that is sunrise." But now the sun was shining in all its glory. It was getting brighter and brighter. So it was feeling full of confidence, and so it answered, and it was being proud of itself, and that's why it answered proudly. What is the point of getting annoyed? What's the point of getting irritable? So it told the sky, you are behaving unreasonably, and because I came late, I showed my face to you late, there was particular reason for this, and that reason was the clouds. But you are showing extreme anger, and that too unreasonably. There is no set time for the sun to rise. And it answered that there is no fixed time for the sun to rise. During daytime, a sun can rise or show its face to you and to the world anytime. And whenever it rises, that is sunrise. And at any point of the day, whenever sun shines brightly, that's sunrise. So overall, when we look at this point, we can say that this sunrise actually refers to enlightenment, it refers to awakening, it refers to mental freedom. And whenever the poetess is of the opinion that whenever a person gets that opportunity, that gets time to get knowledge, and how it can be achieved by gaining knowledge. So there is no fixed time for getting knowledge, and whenever a person gets time, opportunity, he should or avail that opportunity, because by knowledge, getting knowledge, a person gets awakened, he gets enlightened, and he gets that mental freedom, and that help actually makes his vision broader, that helps him to change his perspective or outlook towards life. And then also he or she feels proud, he feels, that gives him confidence, and this is the main concept that has been discussed in this poem Sunrise. So it's overall about the attainment of knowledge and the value of knowledge, how it helps a person and how it ultimately broadens his vision, how it ultimately broadens his outlook, how he enlightens his life, how it just like sunrise, when sun rises it removes the darkness of the world. In the same manner, enlightenment by knowledge that eliminates the darkness, the ignorance of a person, and then he or she is able to see everything very clearly and in a broader perspective. That is the concept discussed in this poem. So these were all the four stanzas of this poem. So in our next lesson we will discuss the questions. So this is for today, and have a nice time. Have a great day. Thank you very much.